Hey guys, so today we're going to do a little more advanced lesson here at the No Treble column, and this is a really cool thing I'm going to share with you today, and this is courtesy of an amazing saxophone player called Bob Mintzer. Bob plays with the Yellow Jackets, a bunch of other groups, and leads his own big band, and he's kindly agreed to allow me to share this amazing transcription of a blues he did in his book, which is a really cool book you might want to check out, called 14 Jazz and Funk Etudes for Bass Clef Instruments. It's this book here, and you can find this on Amazon, Bob's own website too, and it's a great book. It's full of really cool transcriptions, Bob playing over different jazz tunes and so on, standard chord progressions. And this blues is the first thing that kicks off the book. And we're not going to look at the melody itself, we're going to look at letter A and B today, and there'll be a PDF download of that available too. So the first phrase that kicks us off, let me play it all, it's just a blues in F. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. And so on. So that's the first chorus just played through. There's a couple of different ways we could play this finger-wise, and I want to look at different phrases within this. Now, the very first phrase that kicks it off is really cool. It's a simple phrase, but it scans the chord changes perfectly. So the first two bars of this blues in F, Bob has it like this: 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. F7, B flat, B diminished, and back to F. So the opening melody phrase on the solo is this: 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's that, but that perfectly outlines the F7 and then the B flat, B diminished. You can hear it there, and he's using root, fifth, and octave on the F chord, and then just root movement here, resolving up to a C, which is, I think of this as resolving back into the F chord. So you have that kind of the fifth of the F that just leads you back in there. It's kind of nice, really simple phrase. But as I study transcriptions like this, it's really important that, as well as just playing through the whole thing as an actual study piece and technical exercise too, but you get inside the piece and don't be afraid to break it down bar by bar and find phrases within that that appeal to you. So to me, this is a super swinging phrase. And then this. It's so great. You can completely hear the chord changes. And so on. It's just great. Into that B flat. It's so nice. And when he hits the 4 chord, the B flat on bar 5 of letter A, he's going from a C to a B flat, C to a B flat. So the line that leads you into this is this C, B flat, C, B flat. So even though the root is present in that line of the B flat chord, Bob bounces off the 9th or 2nd degree into the root. So it's really nice. It doesn't just kind of stop dead on the root, but that use of an extension, the 9th, it gives the line a lot more color and flavor. So that first 4 bars leading into the beginning of bar 5 sounds like this: 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So even though I've got no chordal backing right now, you can really hear the chord changes in that. So let's really examine that a little more closely. So that first 2 bars I showed you uses root, 5th, and octave, and then little root movement here, B flat, B diminished, and then chromatically up to a C. And then this line is great, where it does this. What this is it's a phrase over the F7. Now there's an E in there, but it's just as an 8th note line, quite a rapid tempo, so it doesn't clash with the F7, but it leads you really nicely into the E flat on bar 4, where Bob puts in a C minor to an F7 sharp 5, which is actually this sound, which is kind of a cool, you get this tonality, you get this sound. I'll play this on almost like a fully altered chord there. I haven't put the sharp 9 in as well, but it's a great sound, and that leads us into our 4 chord. And Bob outlines that on that bar, 4th bar. So it's very, very full of rich melodic information here. So breaking it down bar by bar is not a bad idea at all. So we have this line on bars 3 and 4 of letter A. So E flat to G It's the third and the fifth of our secondary 2-5 sequence here of C minor to that F7, which is going to lead us beautifully up to the 4 chord of B flat there. So what that is a passing 2-5 into the 4 chord. Normally on a really basic jazz blues, that would just be an F7 there. But what Bob's done is played the minor 2 of the 5 there, the F7 being the 5 at this point, functioning to pull you into the B flat chord. So it's a great little idea. So you've got F7, 3, 4, B flat, B diminished, F7 then, C minor, F, B flat, and so on. That's how that's working. And his choice of notes really gives you the color, the flavor of that 2-5. When you go 1, 2, 3, 4, ba-do. You can hear da-do, zaba-da, da-do, da-do, right? Beautiful. So again, that first 4 bars, 1, 2, 3, and right? You notice also I'm putting some dynamics into it. So I don't want to overemphasize, but there's that's such a great idea with the sharp 5, that C sharp in there in that line. So we bring that out a little bit to make the line breathe and flow. So I'm not playing the whole line with a monodynamic. Right? Little side. That just makes the whole thing feel a little more organic. So I'm trying to make it sound like I'm not reading it, but that I'm playing it, that this is my line that I'm working on now. So in part 2, we're going to dive into that a little bit further, but that's a really great way to start looking at transcriptions, to get inside them, think about how you're going to make the line breathe, how you're going to phrase it, dynamics, also where on the fingerboard. I'm going to look at that too in part 2, where on the bass you play it, because you can play all this stuff in different areas of the fingerboard, even in the same register, the same octave.